Great Tusk, named after the greatness of its tusk or something of the sort. Photosynthesis is an ability we are going to ignore for now and instead focus on its massive defense and attack. Rapid Spin allows us to clean hazards and increase our speed. Earthquake and Close Combat are used for excellent stab, and Ice Spinner for our coverage. Let's take it out for a spin. What's up everyone? Today we are highlighting Great Tusk. Some of you may recognize this team where I used Chatot and Sharpedo in my earlier videos. I really enjoyed using this team, and actually the second one I liked a little bit more, but we'll get to that a little later. This roundabout team that I come up against is very common. You see a lot of Ferrothorn, a lot of Lopunnies, because they're just so damn annoying and they always run the exact same threat set. They are a threat because they run the same sets. It has Leech Seed, it has Rocky Helmet, it has like Power Whip sometimes, Protect. It's really frustrating, but I wanted to get into my Jabulani over here. If you know Jabulani, shout out to you all football fans out there. But I wanted it to try and do some grass damage and then try to Leech Seed, but because the Hisuian Electrode is grass type, it wouldn't work like that. But I bring in instead the Electrode so I can do a lot of damage to Garchomp, and little do we know, we actually live a hit from a Garchomp with this mixtape of ours. It was a video I did before, Boom Burst to increase its special attack with Throat Spray. It seems to be a theme that I do over here, but this Lopunny, as it always does, Fake Out, Flinch, so annoying, so fast, and this is the reason why I started to change the team up a little bit. Ferrothorn was frustrating, and I know that I need a fire type to attack this Ferrothorn, because you cannot do much to this Ferrothorn if you do not have a fire type, and it just drives me crazy. Well, you look how little Earth Power does, and Neutral Attack does not much. Bullet Seed is, if it doesn't run Power Whip, it runs Bullet Seed. And even though it's so weak, it's 4 times effective against me, and it still doesn't do that much damage. But we digress. It's gonna use Bullet Seed again. We switch into our Tinkaton because it resists that. Brick Break, even though it's super effective, non-stab, doesn't do much, but thankfully we dodge the Leech Seed. It is so annoying to get the Leech Seed hits every single time, and I guess it uses Iron Head because it wants to take us out. Thankfully it didn't try to recover with the Leech Seed Protect set that it has, but you know what, let's try and use our Great Tusk over here. Great Tusk actually does so much damage and so much work over here. Salazzle coming in with an air balloon, so we know we cannot hit it with an Earthquake. Instead, we have to do something like Rapid Spin to pop that balloon and increase, because it hits us with the Toxic naturally. Probably has Toxic Substitutes, Protect set, super annoying, super frustrating. What can we do? We make the best out of our situation. We have increased speed, so we could definitely go in for some Earthquake damage. And next comes, the fainting of the Pokemon, but this Toxic seems to be racking up. And Hatterene over here, probably supposed to live 1 hit, does not live a hit because of this crit. This does so much damage. I have this Great Tusk, and I had it initially for defensive wall, like a physically defensive wall, but we always know what's gonna happen here. We did some great work with it, but the Fake Out, Flinch, Toxic will take me out, and frankly there is nothing I can do to the rest of this team. I mean, it's just faster than everything I have. I do not think I put Protect on the Sharpedo, which I probably should have, so that I can get the speed boost so I can do something else, but I don't like the Protect speed boost aspect. It's boring to me, but we end up losing this game, and I'm glad that we did, because it taught me quite a lot. If you've reached this far in the video, drop a like, consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it, and so does YouTube for some reason. But looking at this team, they have a lot of weaknesses to our team, like Electric, Ground, and the Ice for Zapdos, but really odd that it has a Toad Screw there. Not even a Toad Screw. Wait, Toad Screw? Not even Toad Screw? It has the baby one, right? So we're looking like, why does it have a baby one? But this is the Pokemon that I was talking about that I changed up because of how annoying I found other teams. This Spidops, I believe, yeah, the Spidops is an excellent Pokemon. I get rid of the spikes with our Great Tusk. Now I wanted to bring our Great Tusk in because it does so much. It does so much over here, and increasing our speed while removing the hazards was a fantastic option. Now I knew that they were going to switch out, so I predicted an Ice Spinner and threw it out there because a ground move would have taken it out immediately, which allowed us to whittle down that Zapdos. And now that the Dondozo is out, the Earthquake did a little bit of damage, but we knew that we can't sit in there in a physically defensive Dondozo. So we jump out to something that is very that we can pivot against. And Silk Trap is an amazing move that allows us to protect and lower the speed of the Pokemon coming in. So what we try to do over here is set up hazards so we can be faster than whatever else comes out. And the best way to do that is through sticky webs. And naturally, I'm going to try and protect again. It has a lick. That's such cool strats. It wants to go ghost so that I cannot circle throw it out, which is such a cool thing to do. It could have done it with Shadow Sneak. I think it gets Shadow Sneak, but Lick does the trick. I don't care about this Pokemon over here. I just want to set up as many hazards as possible, and it looks like it's choiced in until this moment where we know that it's not because of the spikes over there. But it plays around. It's probably gonna hit us with something. Look at that Mud Slap. So it has Lick, Spikes, Mud Slap, and it did a dark move earlier. I think it was Dark Pulse. But pretty cool Pokemon, you know. It actually did some work over here. I guess it's called Devious Lick, so you think that would have Lick, but it looks like a bulkier set because of its leftovers and the amount that it does. But I go in there using Boom Burst, not realizing that it's a ghost type. I just completely blanked on that. But it brings out the Toad School. That's it, not Toad School, Toad School. Toad School is the evolved version. But Chatter, for people who don't know, is a move that allows you to confuse. It's a flying type move that confuses the opponent when it lands. And even though it benefits us quite a lot here, it's not a very strong move without the Throat Spray. And even with the Throat Spray, it did some decent damage to that Toad School. Another Boom Burst actually takes out this Dondozo. So this little mixtape is actually putting in some work, and you'll see a lot more work in the first video I posted about this. You might actually enjoy this. Now, I know that nothing's going to take this Aggron out, so I want to confuse it because maybe I'd be able to do some confused shenanigans over here and do some damage, or if not, it can save me for later. So that's exactly what I tried to do. I bring in the Great Tusk over here. I know that it has that Metal Burst, so I don't want to do a lot of damage immediately. I want to remove the hazards, increase my speed so I can outspeed everything, and it ends up hitting itself in confusion, which is fantastic because I don't get hit, and now it has 3 Pokemon left for a good looking sweep over here. Earthquake takes the first one out. We use Close Combat, one of the best fighting moves in the game. Even though it does lower our defense and special defense, it's phenomenal for this situation. And Glamora, another annoying Pokemon, which I'm surprised they didn't almost start with because of its ability Toxic Debris to put some toxic spikes on my side. Whatever, that's out with an Earthquake with the time so effective, and there's absolutely nothing this can do with the Ice Spinner taking it out. This is why I love Great Tusk. It is a fantastic Pokemon for both sweeping and pivoting. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.